Welcome, everyone. We'll be starting in 2 minutes. Thank you for being here early. Chris, are you there? Okay, we will get things sorted and start in just a minute.
Hey, how's that? Can you hear me there now?
Oh, yes. Much better.
Yeah, sorry, I was in between co-host and speaker there, I guess. Right on. Looks like everything's working good. Should be streaming on YouTube and Zora. Give me a thumbs up out there if everything's working on those platforms. So welcome to Superledger Podcast 107. Thank you for joining us today on this very special day, winter solstice, shortest day of the year. And it's also CCD Delegator reward Snapshot. Those are staking to Core Community DAO. Snapshot day, another round of rewards coming out. And this is 1 year in. This will be the fourth airdrop for those CCD rewards. So just take this opportunity to thank all those that are and have been staking for the Core Community DAO Validator. It's definitely what helps power the education and media content that we put out, and just try and return all that value back to the community any way we can, and help grow and bridge communities together. And that's what we use the whole program for. So thank you for supporting us. It's been a very fun journey over the last couple of years, and met a lot of great people, and many of them are here today, as usual, to celebrate Superledger Podcast. And today's show contains several time-sensitive discussions, so please like, share, leave a comment below to help those that are listening to the replay. Some of this stuff is time-sensitive as far as the snapshot. That's going to be later today, but there's some other things going on too with the Flix token migration over to Base, time-sensitive details there too. So we're going to get to all that here today. But our guest and sponsor today, what we're here to talk about is Core Community DAO specifically. It's a free hub of value for the Web3 community, and especially those of the Corium ecosystem. So anyone can stop by and contribute or utilize a powerful network of community, education, and tools, all for no cost to you. So today, all comments, questions, memes that are posted in the comments, they are putting up 5,000 Corium Community DAO tokens to one lucky winner drawn after the show today. And that will be doubled if you are staking to Corium Community DAO at the time of the draw. So another reason to get staked on there, as mentioned, Snapshot is later today. And be sure to also follow the Corium Community DAO X account. We're, I think, 8 days into the 12 Days of Christmas campaign. Marco's been working hard on that. Hats off to him. Uh, Dropping lots of prizes and content out there every day in this 12 days of Christmas. So make sure you get in on that. Dropping Corium and Corium Community DAO tokens and Corium Punks NFTs all throughout for all those that are engaging with that. So, and as mentioned today, being the winter solstice is the snapshot days, and we're going to talk about more about that in the show today. But first, let's get into Corium Punks before we get on. We've got something going on there every week. Also, Articulate, do you want to jump in on that?
Yes, thank you, Chris. And every week, as Chris just mentioned, as we're in the distribution phase of our CCD token, we do a draw every show, every Sunday, to pick one lucky Corium Punk holder to walk away with some prizes. Sometimes it's tokens, sometimes it's NFTs, right? Sometimes it's Corium. But this week we're going to be giving out 10,000 CCD tokens, and today's winner is the holder of Punk number 7356. As holder of Punk number 7356, you just won 10,000 CCD tokens. You can claim it by going to our Discord and opening a ticket. All right, so 10,000 CCD tokens. Congratulations to our winner today.
Awesome. Well, we are here just to talk about that more today, but open space. Anybody's welcome to come up, have conversation, ask any questions. Anything can go today. We will focus on some Corium Community DAO details. Are, of course, I see a few of the team there. Anybody down there wants to come up, say hello, please do. After all, it is the week before Christmas too, so we got lots to be celebrating and festive about. So yeah, anybody wants to come up today and share those good tidings, please feel free to do so. Lots of exciting things going on in the space. Price action, maybe not so much, but nonetheless, the tools, they keep getting built, and we're here monitoring that all along the way. We'll talk about some OmniFlix migration over to the base ecosystem, important deadline coming up there, and what that all means. And the Flix.fun homepage is great value there today too. So we'll expand on that later. So yeah, lots to talk about today. So it doesn't have to be any flow or order to that. If anybody wants to come up, just send a request. We'll get into it. Articulate, what do you have on top of mind for you this week?
I mean, the snapshot to me, I think is very time sensitive. Today is the day we take a snapshot, and we are going to be distributing our CCD tokens to the people who delegate to us and have been supporting our validator. So shout out to you if you're one of the delegates. But every 3 months we do a snapshot and we distribute our CCD tokens. So yeah, today is the day we get that snapshot done, and then we're going to be setting date and time within the next couple of days where we send that distribution out. And it's been good to see. I know you're going to share more on this, Chris, about just how much more our ecosystem is growing. Look at Smart Stake and see the wallet counts for Corium, and in the double digits per day, So shout out to the community who has been constantly onboarding and doing a lot of the heavy lifting, getting people to understand what Corium is and to, get involved and enter the ecosystem.
Yeah, that's right. There's been some wallet growth there that is definitely good to see, and same with Corium Community DAO. It's been growing. People have been bringing their delegations to us, and delegator counts up to 414 here. I see just under 4.5 million staked here. So we're kind of in the middle of the pack there, mid 30s. So yeah, it's just great to see the community evolving, changing. You see a hint of another new validator coming online with Texture Capital. So hasn't been confirmed yet, but things are looking like that might be one of our newest additions here coming up. I see it's been tickling with that that amount needed. But if in fact legitimate, I'm sure we'll be hearing something in the days, weeks ahead, more formal on that. But nonetheless, watching that. And then if community and size in general, yeah, you could see the XRP community, a lot of the NFT projects are starting to take a look over here to the value that the Corium ecosystem and token can bring to their projects there, and the I guess cross pollination of those projects. It's really good to see. Yeah, definitely a lot of change, a lot of momentum here to close the year off as far as the community level. So I know many are eager that the days are winding down. Solo techs. I mean, I wish I knew anything about that to update you guys here today. Unfortunately, I have not heard a thing. So unless somebody else here has information on that, last I heard it was by the end of the year. So not quite there yet. You never know, but nonetheless, Christmas holiday season here and travels. I don't know if I expect to hear much either. So uh, nonetheless, we know it's coming. Lots of things changing. Politics are involved now, of course, good, bad, or otherwise. The big banks, the Fed, everybody's involved in crypto now. So it's kind of what everybody's been asking for. They're here. Regulations are coming, so kind of have to move at that speed too. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting start to the year. It's for sure.
Yeah, and there is just also a lot outside of the ecosystem that's in play right now that could add some dynamic to the markets and prices. There's that Japan carry trade that's also influencing the markets, and something on the more, I guess, closer to home, or uh, with the silver squeeze going on. It's going to be a very interesting 24 hours going into this week coming up, with the markets and how that spills over, plays into just the risk assets and so forth is yet to be seen. But yeah, it's the week of Christmas, Snapshot Day. If you have not delegated as yet, I won't, can't say much about if you're in or not, but it's good that you're here, uh, checking out the podcast and getting information. But also, we do appreciate all those who support and strengthen the security of the Corium blockchain, which is paramount. It's as the days go by, it stands out more to me how much of a role Corium plays overall. And, digging over the past couple of days into that great partnership insight that Sologenic posted a few weeks back, something stood out to me, and just like the fact that they're doing a standardization process for tokenized assets, and a couple key ecosystem players that are tokenizing assets currently are under that umbrella and ecosystem, and the role Texture Capital and Sologenic plays in that ecosystem is, I think it's a very important one, and the dynamic that Solotex can experience through that, just that ecosystem alone, it could be pretty remarkable and explosive. And it's good that these chains and ecosystems and companies are coming together to kind of speak the same language, so we can get out of that fragmentation aspect of, where things are siloed, some tokenized assets over here, some over there, none really flowing back and forth to chain. So I think that will help to set that on a trajectory where we're going to have a more interoperable experience, where you could move assets across ecosystems and still experience the same thing that you have where it originated at. So it's good to see that, and the development that people are taking this seriously and are building this out, and that our ecosystem is involved at the highest levels.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just referencing here Corium's one of their more recent posts here. Great things can happen when a chain stays fast, fees stay predictable, and builders can actually ship. In Corium, when something goes live, usage follows, and the data tells the story. And they were quoting Cruise Control post. He said 100K to 10 million plus in ecosystem value. That's 100x return in 9 months. Here's what Corium officials' community investment in cruise control created: 238 projects launched, 2,000 plus traders onboarded, 5 million in platform volume, 420,000 transactions, multiple 1 million plus market cap tokens, and a playbook that helped Lendor get raise of 120K also. He says we didn't just build infrastructure, we built an economy and demonstrated the entire Corium ecosystem, how community funding delivers exponential returns. Money follows conviction. We built both. So that is pretty impressive statistics, like you said earlier about the growth of late. It's really good to see. Just think about that, like 238 projects. Now, sure, summer meme coins aren't going to be around forever, but you take 10% of those, even 23 new projects that stick around and contribute value to the ecosystem. That's huge, and that's just one app that's built on Corium, and he's kind of working to those same means that you were just speaking to articulate about that interoperability. Cruise control is meant to be that super app, and you can see with the recent integration with Solana and Base and the EVM, everything's getting pretty close to all working together real nice, and I'm sure Elwin's fairly dialed in on how to bring that all home and bring that value over to us here at Corium ecosystem too. But yeah, impressive. Hats off to him for what he's done in 9 months. That is pretty damn impressive if you think about it, just by the numbers. So good to see. Yeah, because a community on the grow, and a good foundation. When this project does take off, and we see recent announcements with tokenization. There's a recent policy change there that is really going to help the real world asset tokenization, the custody of it, or the change of custody structure there for the broker dealers. So might not be waiting for the Clarity Act. You never know. There's things are changing by the week, and the SEC and the CFTC and how they're managing crypto, and it's moving at lightning speed. You see with the Ripple, what they're doing, what they're buying up, the big purchase of the Axler intellectual property and team there, and then you take that even just to the XRPL and what it's doing and expanding. Yeah, a lot of things to be excited about in the space. So
Yeah, and just recently, we've seen where a lot of few ecosystem players got their green light to become banks, and it just shows you, like 5, 10 years ago, you'd have told me that, hey, I would have probably been telling somebody, and they'd probably look at me crazy that, hey, these things are going to become, serious institutions and big players and rails for the financial system. And here we are, how much, deeper do you go? How much more far do you go before you're pretty much transformed into something that has been around forever, but you're like now the new rails or the new face of that, like say for instance the IMF or Swift or whatever it is. But these are I do believe that there's not much longer to go, as you said, Chris, in terms of just the timing of how everything is happening right now. I just mentioned a few things on the macro end that will play into the markets, whether positively or negatively, but it shows that we're at the point where those things are actually, waking up or being affected or coming alive, however you look at it. Assets like silver and gold don't necessarily move by a lot so quickly. So for this to be happening right now does definitely speak volumes. And speaking of things to come, especially for assets like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. I see Lava had joined us. Welcome, man. How are you doing today?
Hi guys,
All right,
and,
good. How
and
are you?
I'm good, thank you. Finally home by my family after 3 years of not being here in Christmas holiday season. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to not have another Christmas alone in the concrete. of my city where I usually live. So yeah, pretty happy. And my mother is like kind of hotel mom, you know. Usually I cook myself. I need to run my business at home and wash. Yeah, do everything alone. And always when I'm at home by my mom, it's like a hotel, so I don't need to think of cooking, washing, and all of the other stuff. Just concentrate on working, and that's cool. That's very comfortable. I tend to say luxury. So yeah, all good. Nice to see you all here. By the way, I wanted to remember that those that stake with the current community DAO receive the CCD tokens as a reward. And we might have forgotten to mention that those wallets that hold on all four rewards every 3 months, after 1 year, there is a little beside pool for an extra reward, as specifically for those that show this kind of loyalty in us, to us, and therefore believing in us. And yeah, some other little thing where I have mentioned in the past a while ago. I'm working on it for a little longer right now. I'm gonna be announcing soon a project where I'll be tokenizing a very limited and specific olive oil from my homeland region in Sicily. And yeah, because it's a super limited quantity that I have for me and in general to drop, I have decided that as a white listing option, I will, as soon as I start with the storytelling, I will announce that those that have CCD wallets in them pocket will be will get a guaranteed place for this limited edition drop. You never know if I may drop something that is limited to 300 units, and maybe 1,000 people would like to receive it. You know, so yeah, hold on your CCD tokens, guys. There will be some exciting stuff tied to it upcoming soon.
Thank you, Lava. Chris?
I was expecting Lava to go long on that. I was just having a bite to eat. But no, he brought up a good point about the quarterly rewards. And the intention was to have that done by NFTs, and will be the goal for the year ahead. But yes, for those that have been staking for the last year, all four drops. If you've have a wallet that's received all four, there's a bonus pool that's going out. So yeah, that snapshot's going to go today, sometime after the show. So that'd be kind of your last warning there. And within the next week, we'll get the two drops all sorted out. And as far as, well, what do you do with those? Got lots of things coming up, hopefully to bring value to those. But in the meantime, there is a liquidity pool on Osmosis, and there's also liquidity pools on Cruise Control. This is the easiest way to interact with them. You can swap Corium for CCD tokens within your Leap wallet, but fairly limited liquidity. It is just a rewards token for staking on Corium Community DAO. So that is basically the places that you can engage with it. It is bridgeable to the XRPL. We're going to have some things that we're working on coming up there in the days, weeks ahead. So yeah, lots of things going on, and it's a community token. And the idea is anybody in the community could bring value to it, much like Lava was saying with his project. He's deciding to bring value to the Coin Community DAO holders with what he's building. So, and that's the whole idea. It's just a rewards token for the community. Anybody in the community can, try and figure out how to bring value to it. And he's providing liquidity, whatever it is. It's out there in the wild to do whatever it does, and that's the great thing about Web3 is just decentralized, takes a life of its own, and it's much like life itself. You get back what you put in. So yeah, it's been a fun journey. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. But yeah, I do hope to have that NFT base this year ahead. So along with your quarterly drops, you'll get an NFT. We're working on a few different ideas in the background how that might roll out, but nonetheless, then it'll be maybe a way you can catch one if you missed one or something like that on the secondary market. Who knows? But the whole point of it is Coin Community DAO is just open for the community. There's no cost. There's no barrier to come help, contribute. If you got some ideas, stop on by. That's what it's all about here. So. Eager to figure out ways to bring value to the coin community. That's what we're here to do. So thanks for reminding me on that, Lava. One thing before it gets too long, just because it's a time sensitive, I know some people don't like the long listen, but it's a very important one. It's kind of off topic, but nonetheless time sensitive. I mentioned the Flix migration over to the base ecosystem. I know many listeners, Corium and OmniFlix, they're working closely together, but nonetheless, they're migrating over there. So anybody that has OmniFlix tokens on the OmniFlix ecosystem or on Osmosis or an IBC generally, because Astrovault might be another place. Make sure you get it off of there. There's a tool. Maybe we can put the link in the comments below. I'll do a demonstration later tonight. It just takes a second. You just port your tokens over. It converts them to a fun XP token. It's basically just a placeholder token until their token generation event goes live on base in the weeks ahead here. So if you have it staked, important to unstake immediately because the chain is going to go quiet here in January, and it's a 21-day unbonding period. So you definitely have to get unstaked if you haven't done it so already. Maybe get in touch with the team, give them a heads up that you're working on that if by chance you're in that situation. But if you have them liquid, just make sure you use a tool, port them over. You'll need a base wallet address, and you'll also need a Solana wallet address. And kind of alludes to what Articulate was saying. Everything's kind of working all together now, so might be relevant to have that handy too. So before you get that done, and you get a 20% top up also. So so if you have 1,000 tokens, you're going to get 1,200 tokens representing it on the other side. So make sure you take advantage of that before the 22nd. So that'd be tomorrow, just hours away. So I'm not too sure what time zone that's running in. That might be within 12 hours too. So if you need any help with that, just send me a DM. Happy to help you. Don't want to see you get miss out on that, and more importantly, miss out on the Flix drop when it goes live on base, because I think it's going to be a powerful moment. And Articulate, maybe you can talk about the initiative we did with the Flix team and Base India here earlier this week.
Oh yeah, so this past week, Coinbase launched their new products and upgrade to the new system, and which involves pretty much access to the Base app fully. So before they had it in beta version where a few people were able to interact on there. They opened it up to everybody. That's one. Two, they are now allowing stock trading on Coinbase. So select few people, a subset of demographics are available to trade stocks right now, but it will be open to everybody on Coinbase come Q1 next year. Now, these are not tokenized stocks. These are just like Robinhood. It's custodied on Coinbase, so you're not. It's not a self custody type situation. And they have leverage trading perpetuals that's open to everybody as well. And also they did something as I remember soon. But the premise of this is that we worked with Flix.fun crew, and they did something called a stream storm. Now, the day after Coinbase did their official launch, Coinbase Base India did their version where they had a announcement. They had a presentation, and with the Flix crew, they were able to have a simulcast of that event across about 17 to 18 different platforms or outlets or landings. So that same video stream was being streamed across. If you followed, like, one or two of us that were doing it, you would have seen us broadcasting that same stream. And I think that's very powerful because they are saying that it could be hundreds. There's no number on it yet, but that could be something that a platform, a company could leverage and just take over your timeline pretty much by broadcasting to multiple X accounts at the same time. Or it doesn't have to be X accounts, it could be Zora, YouTube, or whatever. But very powerful, and it was good to see the results from that. I didn't hear from the team officially how the performance went, but just observing, I was able to stream it on my page. Chris was streaming it. I know a few people I followed, I saw it on theirs, but I went a step further and added it to my Zora. So I streamed it on Zora Live as well while that was going on. But, you know, these things are coming, closer and closer and becoming more powerful and potent tools. And just happy to be in an ecosystem where we have things like this early enough in the game. I can imagine a year or 5 years from now what this ecosystem and tools in this ecosystem will look like and feel like. So that was a very powerful moment to experience that, to see a wave spread in real time across multiple platforms. And looking forward to participating and even utilizing that system in the future. I think it's a genius, great marketing tool, and partnered or paired uh, correctly with Grok and the algorithm itself. You can have some real big results with that. You could make something go viral. So shout out to the Flix.fun team and crew who are busily building right now. They're on the base ecosystem. If you haven't created your home pages yet, get over there, create your home page. I do see that Coinbase is just on the verge of something huge, with just the banking partnerships, everything that's happening with Base. I think there's something there. And in my digging as well on the grade, situation there, Base is also one of those ecosystem partners on there. So you have Base, you have Avalanche, you have XDC, you have Stellar, you have Canton. Those are all platforms that are under that grade particular umbrella. So take a look at the thread. I'm not able to put stuff up on the top from my page right now. I'll keep trying throughout the show, but I have a thread I did yesterday that speaks directly through that and gives some more insight. So you can check it out when you get a chance. BRW Solo, how are you doing today, man?
Hey, how are you guys doing today?
Great, great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. So I'm sure you guys have been watching the price action pretty closely in this very crazy time, huh?
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's been I'm sure sentiment for X overall, and I'm sure you guys know, like, it's pretty much dead at this point. I can even just tell based on engagement, even asking Grok, just how bad the engagement has been. A lot of people have been flushed out. So this is definitely a critical time, especially approaching the end of the year. And of course, you guys talking about Corium, very much so. I think this is a great time to capitalize on all the gains you guys can do, getting the community pretty much locked in before, well, what we think is the next upcoming big bull run, because we do believe that this is the largest bear trap. That's the way I see it right now, is this is potentially going to be the largest bear trap in crypto history. And I really do say that throughout the whole history. If you look at, obviously, the engagement, the sentiment, all this stuff, we're at our lowest point, I think, in history now, if not tied for 2018 and 2022. 2025 has marked also one of the lowest, not just engagement, but also liquidity, which that's a very important factor, right? So we talk about all of the news that just came out over the last year. Doesn't matter if it's good news or if it's bad news. It's always dropping the price. It really doesn't matter. And why is that? So one way of looking at it is you can have, for example, like Sologenic and Corium, they've built an amazing race car. Some projects are like that too. You can have an amazing vehicle that's supposed to have like 800 horsepower, all the bells and whistles, but if you do not have gasoline in there, that car is not going anywhere. And that's exactly how we have to measure liquidity. We have to look at it in terms of gasoline for the market, right? So tomorrow, there's some signs from what I've looked at. We're just going to watch it in the morning, where there's potentially going to be the first time we're going to see injected liquidity into the market. And this is going to be the first time since October of 2021, just to put that in perspective. So we've never actually had any liquidity enter into the crypto markets at all. That's how important liquidity is. So if you're really looking to say, hey, have we bottomed? I'm not 100% sure if we bottomed yet. If you guys want to really truthfully know, there's still one more level we could drop. But for me, I am saying it doesn't really matter at this point. Does it really, really matter? I personally think overall, in the macro scheme of things, we have bottomed. I don't know the exact price. Things looking like it's bottomed on certain extensions, and relative to how close we are to the end of the year and how we're starting up, and just to have a greater understanding of everything. The Federal Reserve has already started buying their assets, and you can measure that on the charts. So when Bitcoin dominance drops, it means nothing unless liquidity is there to back up, which is where the Federal Reserve is actually buying back their treasury assets. So when you have two things happening at once, you're going to see the most sensitive assets, the high risk, Sologenic and Corium especially, they're the ones that are going to react the hardest. So if we see a move starting this week into January, that's a great sign, and we could really have that liquidity, that sensitive amount, really push our amount pretty high up. And today's another big day, because if we can close even this week and next month, or the end of the month, pretty strongly, at least looking at Sologenic, it may be the largest buy up of the week for the first time in looks like it's still looking strong now, but it's looking like this week may be the strongest buy up in the last year. So that's one good signal we have for Sologenic, which is a leading indicator to Corium, because I always think that Sologenic moves a little bit, it moves first. Generally it does, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys confidence on what I see structurally and all this stuff. So everything's just more of a bear trap right now because liquidity is just kind of taking its time. But I know there's a long thing, so hopefully that made sense.
Yeah, thank you for that. I wanted to ask, do you think there's any coincidence with the timing of the silver squeeze happening too?
I forgot to look at silver here. I just looked at it a couple of days ago. Silver has been a great leading indicator, not very dependable sometimes in timing, I guess, but in one sense, it has been a good indicator because wow, yeah, so we're at $67 for for silver. I didn't check the ETFs here, but because it's breaking its structure, gold was the first leader to Bitcoin. Silver is the second leader potentially to altcoins because it moves on the alt cycle. So if we see gold kind of pause, which I think we're going to, the rotation is going to silver. And so silver is kind of telling us a little signal. But the problem with silver is that it's a very big laggard, I think, for the altcoins because it's not measuring true liquidity entering into our crypto space. The one that I'm really looking for that's better than silver is going to be Russell 2000. And since that is right at the breakthrough point at 25,500, or sorry, 25,050, or I'm sorry, 2,500. Let's just call it 2,500. That's not 25,000. It's 2,500. So it's just about to break out. And we pair that with the PMI, which is the Purchasing Managers Index. So once that starts moving above 50, and the only way that's going to move up is, well, you have to pair that with the Fed buying their assets. They have to expand their balance sheet. So everything has to measure up to more, not as much silver, but more to the Fed's buying of assets, because that's going to be the one that really triggers in close timing with the alt market.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard a theory about silver that a law that was passed in 2020, a circuit breaker law, was triggered Friday, where they have 72 hours to produce the silver or liquidate. So the theory is tomorrow is they have to either purchase to cover or liquidate, which would pretty much crash the overall markets week of Christmas. So that's what I got my eye on. I think silver's going to run myself, but who knows? It's a wild time.
Yeah, if I could add one more point to that, that's an interesting point. So the market is very much in trouble. So if you guys paid attention, I don't know if anybody's paid attention to Jerome Powell's speech on the last FOMC meeting, but they're abandoning their mandate to curb inflation to their goal, which they didn't do. I think they did pretty bad. They're not going to be able to manage it. And here's the thing, they have to abandon their first mandate. And the reason for that is because the markets are the ones that they're trying to save. So like you said, if the market doesn't end up having the liquidity to purchase things, maybe like silver and all this stuff, then it will crash. It will absolutely affect everything. The labor market's cooling. That's one reason why they're going to start expanding their balance sheet. But at the same time, with that, the third mandate, where they can't let the markets down, so they have to have the treasury auctions active. So they're absolutely going to have to start injecting a lot of liquidity, because that is just, they see that right now, that the market's in trouble. And I think that's the main reason. So that's good for us crypto holders, but down the line, that's absolutely going to be terrible for inflation if you're, counting on your US dollar for, buying food and all this stuff. So we have to use crypto as a hedge to the economic problems that I think we're going to foresee here in the next year or so. And I still think, and I haven't told anybody this, but there could be a crisis. It definitely looks like it now that I understand the repo market very well now. It is extremely fragile, way more than the Fed is announcing. So this is very important to know. Why? Because cryptos are absolutely going to take a big boost out of this, and especially your high risk ones, because that's the most sensitive.
So I have a question. Leading into the end of last week, where Japan raised their rates, which was haven't done that level in a while. I know the markets probably priced it in why we didn't have a big dump after that, but what are your thoughts on the carry trade happening in Japan, and what happens on Monday as well with what we're talking about?
Yeah. So what's interesting is this has been on the market's radar for at least a month. I didn't expect it to happen this year, but it did. So I think the market has actually priced in most of it prior to it happening. So the market probably saw this early enough. And so when we got the announcement, when we heard Bank of Japan starting making their announcement that they're going to increase rates or hike rates, so the market took a hit, just before, just during. And I was thinking, well, okay, tomorrow's a big day. So let's see tomorrow to see if it's priced it in. If we see a good week this week, coming up this week, that means it's priced it in. I see that based on 4 different charts. I would definitely expect that this is just short-term news that's not going to have any more effect on the markets as far as it being priced in. Now, there is a real effect going in because they are absorbing some liquidity out of the market. They will be selling their ETFs here shortly in January, but it's not much. So the good news is that what the United States government is doing will overwhelm what the Bank of Japan has done, and the market is already priced it in. So at this point, I do not feel like the Bank of Japan has much of an effect at all. Once we'll know for sure by next week, but at this point, I don't think the Bank of Japan is going to be much news from this point forward. And at this point, we're just going to be counting on and watching the United States federal government just or the U.S. Fed buy all the treasuries, and then we'll see if they expand into January. But the next FOMC meeting is going to be very important because we'll see if they're going to continue expanding, if they're going to increase their rate of buying back the treasury bonds, because that's important. That's huge for crypto. And we'll see even next week, like I said, if they're the buying back of the assets is actually taking a hit now for crypto. So that's good if it does. So a lot of news where I'm seeing overwhelming buybacking power that's going to help crypto, and it's going to overwhelm the Bank of Japan's actions of what just happened.
I don't know you well enough to. I don't want to make assumptions on how close you're following this, but what's your take on, despite the price action and sentiment, all of that, and the XRP ETF inflows? Pretty historic what it's achieving despite all of that. To me, that's a strong sign that people, the smart money are in buy mode, and that's a safe way to access it, I guess, for many. So I'm wondering if you're monitoring that, and if so, if you have any comment on the overall XRP ETF situation.
Yeah, so this is all adding fuel to the fire that's not there yet, but we're definitely laying down a lot of we can call it wood, because once that fire comes in, it's absolutely going to make a huge impact on price action. So, for example, Ethereum, last I checked, has about $10 billion worth of ETFs that's ready to come in. That is huge. As a matter of fact, on the charts, that would set Ethereum to make its ascending triangle, which started in 2021. We're in this ascending triangle pattern, which we're about to break out here very soon, right? So that would add a lot of credence to the fact that, yeah, that $10 billion, which is exceeding demand. I mean, it's huge for Ethereum, also with XRP as well, like you're just talking about. These are very important because these layer ones, they're going to set the stage for the altcoins. And so all that liquidity, once the liquidity comes in, they're all going to fire up at the same time. And so I can't tell you exactly what I think is going to happen in terms of how big the price action is, but I do feel like it will be an impactful one for at least Q1. And that's as far as I can forecast, that we should have a really good Q1. Also, I'll say this, just once we start breaking out these crazy levels, and Ethereum is heading towards like 7,000. XRP is heading towards $8. Structurally speaking, we should crash or correct, and that would be just a retest of structure. Maybe that's where a crisis could be. This is things that I'm trying to think about. Like, structure just doesn't just blow up. It has to have a normal structure where it retests back support. So yeah, I do see a very strong move as a result of this ETS. But again, think of it like there will be a small little bubble where there will be just too much demand, and then we're going to have to kind of correct in the market. So all of this is very important with with the ETF buy-up. It's all on the ready to go. We're just waiting for that injection, the liquidity injection.
And so, I mean, I obviously have a bullish long-term outlook on Corium, so I'm not trying to call on the bears here or anything, but if the market does take a sharp decline, situational event called, a crisis of sort, type of a market panic, where do you see a potential down move from Corium and Sologenic in an event like that? So like if you're setting some limit orders tonight, kind of what would your targets be as a potential downwards wick? Not to say we think it'll go there, but if it's going there, where's that support lie?
Yeah, sure. Right now, the way I stand, I think it's a 60% chance we've bottomed, and then we've got that 40% chance that we could go one more extension lower. Just based on structure, I'll give you the numbers exactly here. So there should be another 7% drop for Corium if we have it. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I think it's less guaranteed, actually, but we would be looking at 5.7 cents for Corium. So about a 7% drop, right? That would be my full 1-to-1 extension of its entire last year's structure. So if that happens, there you go. It's 5.7 cents. If you're going to look at Sologenic, it will go a little more. Sorry, my chart erased here for a second. That would be, you would be looking at Sologenic coming down. Oh man, I mean, it could go down 33% from where it's at now, which that would be at 10 cents. But given how well it's been buying up this entire week, it's already up this week, and it closes here in a couple hours. But we've already bought up 25% in the last, this entire week. So that's a pretty big buy up. That's a huge buy up. And we're not counting the October 10th leverage crash because that's a different situation. So to me, this is natural buying. This is healthy buy up. It has nothing to do with leverages. I've looked at the volume. It's still pretty low. So someone is secretly pushing things up right now, making structure look really good. It's really hard to see Sologenic drop all the way down to 10 cents at this point. If Corium does have a drop, it's possible to that 5.7 cents. But even then, I'm looking at the weekly and the daily, and it's holding very critical levels. As a matter of fact, it's doing very well. If it holds even this number here by the next couple hours, that's a really good sign as well. So far, a lot of good signs right now. But if you were going to look at one more extension, look at 10 cents solo, 5.7 cents for Corium.
There you go. Well, never hurts to set a limit order just in case. I mean, it'd be a heck of a deal. I was kind of teased and articulated the Sologenic volume increases correlated to his great thread that he did on the Sologenic Texture Capital grade deal there, but I have no evidence to support that. But nonetheless, a lot of exciting things coming up for Sologenic and Corium and tokenization in general. The one thing none of us here can deny is like the tokenization theme that we've all been living for the last 3, 4, 5 years, some more. It's here. I mean, the time is now. Like, if there's no more wondering when tokenization is going to be the narrative. It is definitely the narrative. So Maybe there's some emerging ones coming in around that, but everybody's talking tokenization. So here we are. I think we're well positioned, and yeah, I think the market's definitely going to be looking at those real world asset machines that many of us here are invested in. So
I agree.
Nice.
And thank you guys for having me on, by the way.
No worries, man. Thank you for always bringing value, and you're always welcome. I wanna before I get back to you, Lava, shout out. We have some new listeners from Connecticut that's tuning in right now. So shout out to you. Spreading the word out here. First time listeners to the Superledger podcast, and probably first time hearing about Quorium and Sologenic as well. So shout out to all the listeners. Some links will send out, and the Corium Sologenic is growing out here in Connecticut. So yeah, welcome aboard. Lava, you wanted to chime in?
I'm here, brother.
I saw you unmuted. I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah.
well,
I just wanted to tell you that I have definitely a mission to accomplish. Um, many people in the world has a lot of respect and enjoys well-made Italian food and made in Italy. Those that are very active with the news should know that since 1 week, the UNESCO has given the Italian cuisine and all of these specialities that we have, the first uh, UNESCO cultural heritage certificate for specifically for our food. I do love my made in Italy stuff. I'm not talking about Lamborghini and all of the luxury brands and handmade artisanal things that we may have the best of the best in different sectors in the world. But I really love to eat healthy and have good food, to drink good wine. I come from a little farmers family where I don't go to the supermarket to buy myself tomatoes or any other vegetables uh, growing up with pesticides and other stuff that harms you. I go to my own land, picking it up. I know the work that it needs behind it to have good food on the table. I really enjoy it. And I'm definitely on a mission to drop one single product after another that is tied to Italian food, heritage, culture, and history. So, yeah, the little limited edition olive oil that I'm going to be dropping soon is just the beginning. After that, you will see some other products. It will be my pleasure to always storytell a lot of stuff around the product, where it comes from, what's the heritage, and so on and so on. Um, my olive oil was supposed to be dropped a few months ago, but as I'm a little stupid perfectionist in the things I do, um, I have decided that I want to announce my project and tell the story with some visual support. I have a good friend of mine. He's a successful videographer who specializes in 1 minute viral videos on TikTok. He works for famous brands like Ramazzotti, Puma clothing brand, for Palermo FC football club, and stuff like this. So he does awesome videos. And yeah, I have paid him a little bit to make some videos from the ground and to film everything that we are doing here. I want the people to see the region where the stuff comes from that I want to tokenize, the panoramic views that the farmers enjoy while working on these hills, the entire process of producing it, and the traditional methods that we use to do it. with these videos, I hopefully can demonstrate how difficult this work is due to the terrain, and the harvest by hand, without any machines that shake trees and stuff like this, that is used to be done by big industry leaders that sell those products. They have a total different approach to do this product, of course, because it's all about the money. And we don't do this here. I'm just happy if I can provide some stuff to try out for people that really enjoys food like I do. Mackenzie here, our good friend and teammate, he has already tried and confirmed of the quality for the product that I will be dropping. And yeah, it will also be um, it will also get a PDO, protected designation of origin certificate, um, to show its and prove its superior quality. This certificate cannot be bought, acquired, or faked because it's awarded by an independent institute and regulatory body that adheres to specific regulations in the production of the oil. And yeah, the Department of the Made in Italy food sector is severely punishing anyone who even tries to do anything unethical. So there is certain rules that we need to hold on to get those certifications. That's why everything to drop has taken a bit more time that I have planned before. But as I told you before, I'm now back home in Sicily. Tomorrow I will be meeting my friend that has made all of this fantastic videography for me. I will be seeing the first results, and yeah, in the beginning of next year, start with with the storytelling, and yeah, hopefully see some guys enjoying what we be doing here. And after this, as I said, I want to help to share food specific stuff, because there is a lot of bad food that is sold out there by industries just to make a quick buck and money on it. And people in various regions of the world doesn't live so healthy. That's why they have a lot of diseases and other problems. And with a little bit of education on some stuff, maybe we can help people to switch their mindset to approach a healthier living, because everything starts with the food, with walking, with being active, and so on. And yeah, that's my mission, and I hope I can accomplish it and do it with the power of tokenizing real world assets, and then spread it through the blockchain, and with the help of the CCD.
Oh, it's amazing. So, I mean, there you have it, guys. It's like you're seeing the olive tree seeds be planted here. I know the trees obviously have to be well advanced to produce, but the seeds of the project are certainly being planted here. So you're going to be able to follow this journey. I have heard this story, so I'm looking forward to how you're going to display that with the use of your videographer there. That's going to be really awesome to see. So. Quite looking forward to what comes of that. And I just come to think, when you were speaking there, my goodness, it's time flies. Realized we didn't have a show last Sunday, so we didn't do a follow-up to the Web3 Artists Awards. And got to give my hats off to you. You've been very busy helping with that Creative Lava in the last few weeks or months as that's been coming on. So appreciate all the contributions there. I know Bibu's helping out there too at times. And more importantly, I see many in this room that were part of the process too. And see DJ and Queen, hats off to you. You definitely came up and helped out with presenting there and did a great job, I might add. Just yeah, big shout out for the community support you gave there. It really meant a lot. And the winners, I see. Oh, you can't. I guess you can't see Articulate. He's hiding behind the Superledger Podcast logo there, but Articulate and his smart meme token was a winner there. Corey and Punks won a prize there. Core Easy, see, he's here. He definitely won there last week. Bibby, hats off to Bibby. Couple awards for him. Check out his flicks.fun creator page. It's one of the hottest ones on there now. Really good setup he has for all his content there, and a good example of what a creator can do with their flicks.fun page, a free page, free landing page. Powerful stuff. So yeah, feel free to come up, chat about that if you want there, Bibby. I see anybody else in here. I don't know if I missed anybody. Sorry, but just awesome to see several. Yeah, I mentioned Corisi. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's just great to see like several in the community here winning awards in the space here again. So hats off to you guys. And next year is going to be bigger, badder, and bolder. So really looking forward to it. I got some great ideas for the film festival. This past year was the first time we did the the AI film festival. So I can already see how we're taking that to the next level. And Creative Lava and I and some others with the team there have already discussed going to maintain some activity throughout the year instead of just the mad rush here at the end. So yeah, look forward to that. You're going to be seeing some more stuff coming from the Web3 Artist Awards. As we wind down, awards are still being sent out there, the NFTs and that, but we'll do a wrap up space here maybe in the weeks ahead to just talk about that and what lies ahead in the next year for the Web3 Artist Awards. And so yeah, Creative, is there anything you want to add to Web3 Artist Awards?
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, the only thing I can definitely say it was a lot of work and a lot of stress, specifically the last 2 weeks behind the scenes. Yeah, hopefully we have made an enjoyable finals for everyone. For me, even by being exhausted, I drank 2-3 liters of coffee all night long, because for me the Web3 Artist Awards finals were running between midnight and 6 a.m. after 2 days of not sleeping, because I was the one in charge with the token design and the production of of all of these tokens. So I didn't sleep for 2 days, and then I had with you guys these 6 hours spaces finals from midnight till 6 a.m. So it was pretty tough, but I really enjoyed it. I can't even tell how happy I was to see so many people there speaking about their art, sharing insights, and yeah, how much it makes me happy, because one of the biggest passion, what brought me to Web3 was specifically the NFT and the art part of Web3, because by just only talking crypto uh, uh, and blockchain, um, I'm into Bitcoin since 2016. I have XRP since 2019, and I made my Twitter account in 2022. So I was an active participant in crypto and blockchain many years before I approached, yeah, to be on X here with you. And my first thoughts and motivation to do it was to educate a little bit about my specific love to street art. I have a little past from my youth, where I was a graffiti writer for a long time. Then I got busted. My father paid a lot of fine, yeah, to the court. So yeah, first time I went to the court in my life was with the age of 16 because of illegal graffiti. Um, Yeah, God forgive me, please. But yeah, I came to X because I wanted to share my true and great love for street art, my knowledge about it. Yeah, start to collect NFTs. I have NFTs from 6, 7, 8 different ecosystems. I've never flipped anything, so I'm just really a collector that enjoys buying what he likes. And sometimes when I want to get rid of something because I might have it so long that it doesn't triggers that feeling that I had when I was buying it, I always prefer to gift it to a Web3 friend, so he might can feel the same feelings that I have had when I bought this art piece. I've never flipped anything for a quick buck. I'm only spending my private money on NFTs and Web3 art. Um, yeah, and that was the reason and a honor to me when I was asked to participate in the organization side of the Web3 Artist Awards and take my little part and my responsibility on certain tasks. And yeah, proud to be organizing committee member of a great team with teammates like Chris next to me and a few others. And as you already said, we have spoken about various ideas how we will make this event even bigger next year, more enjoyable. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be the art superlative of the entire Web3 in 2, 3 years. This would be a great achievement to us. We're gonna drop the work to become the event to be. And yeah, that's it. That's what we are working for.
Yeah, it was a great turnout by the XRPL and Corium community to get involved by nominations and judging and voting and all of that. I think last I heard, 18% of the awards was the XRPL Corium community. So, that's pretty much went from maybe 0 to 1% last year. So that's just how big one year can make. So just imagine what we can do next year. Maybe get Avalanche. I see DJ and Queen here. Get the Avalanche chain. I know Articulate and I are going to be working hard over on making a community connection with the base ecosystem with what we're doing here with Flix.fun. And yeah, there's going to be lots of opportunities to really expand next year on what we have here just 2 years in. And speaking of Flix.fun, hottest Flix.fun page out there, Bibby, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for having me up. Yeah, the Flix.fun page, what a game changer. I slept on it probably for about a week and a half. And then when I finally cracked into it, started making it, I was like, wow, this is great. Just like this free resource, especially for creators. I mean, you always wonder, like, how can I compile all of my like good enough material that I want to share with people and put it in a spot where it's accessible? Because like usually it's just like one post at a time, one repost at a time, right? So Flix.fun page allows you to basically organize all of your favorite stuff. You can do images, you can do videos, keeping in mind that there's a 50 megabyte limit for the uploads. So you got to be careful with like resolution and stuff, because if you upload something that's like 10 megabytes, that's 20% of your whole page. And until you were able to upgrade to higher megabytes for upload, you'll be stuck with that. So good to pay attention and be mindful of that when you're making your page. But I've got it all decked out with all these links and different pieces of content I've made, music, things like that. Very happy with it, and proud to have it out there for people to see.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, and it's yeah, like I said, it's a free account. So I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to start that up. So you get 50 megabytes of space with it. And that was a painful lesson I learned. I went and created 4 pages under one wallet. So each one of those pages had assets that were eaten into my 50 megabytes. So I kind of hit a wall now. So yeah, but instead of kind of restarting over, I'm just kind of waiting, because I'm actually going to be getting access to a media node and providing that as a service too as part of Corey Community DAO. So I'm just kind of waiting until I have that, and then that issue will be behind me. I'm hoping there's something in between so that somebody that wants more memory doesn't need a full media node. But hopefully there's a way that maybe you can buy your way up to like 2 gigabytes of memory or something like that. Because I think that would open things up quite a bit too. So we'll see what's coming. For those of you who don't know, I'm co-hosting hosting the Flix Talk every Wednesday morning. That's at 6 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm probably most up to date on that, being as I'm there talking about every week. But I'll also be one of the first to get access to the media node. So definitely be maximizing what can be done with these pages once I get access to that. And I've also created a Corium ecosystem page under a different wallet, so I can actually put stuff on there. So I challenge anybody in the Corium community that wants to have their page on there, just create a page, tag me in it, and I'll gladly add you to the Corium ecosystem page. And I think that could be a great tool for the Corium community. Just it's so interactive, right? And you don't have to put up content per se if you're using just links on there. It doesn't take up much of your memory, so you can actually compile quite a few links on a page. So that's something that I'll be providing as a service, as a Corium ecosystem page. And I'm going to kind of expand that down, Sologenic and Solotex and all the way through. And like I said, anybody in the community wants to create one, DGen Labs, get me your page, I'll get it up there. Obviously, Corium Community DAO is up there. NTO, he's got a business, great use, core values, a validator, if you're a validator, don't have a website, here's a great landing page you can drive people to see what you have going on. And there's going to be some exciting tools coming up here soon with that, where you'll be able to do some a little bit more with it too. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll keep you up to date. But if you want to check out Bibby's page, there's a great example on the different medias you can put up there. And that's for the Superledger podcast. It made immediate sense when I rugged my account that day. We couldn't fire up another podcast in time, so Articulate made the choice to use the Superledger account, which we've had for probably a year. I'm not even sure when it was fired up, but it was always tough to transition from both our accounts having thousands of followers to the Superledger account, which is still under 100. Please get out there and give that a follow. All of you tuning in the Superledger podcast now, but it gave us that tool to transition, right? We didn't have to send everybody a different place, just say, put it on the flix.fun link. Everybody will drive everybody to that page for all the show information there. So, it paid off real quick. So a ton of value there. Anybody needs any help, I'm sure Bibby would be more than happy to help. I'm more than happy to help. Also, Articulate's got a great page up there for himself and Smart Meme token there. So let's take it over. Let's show the world what it can do. Honestly, I believe once the base ecosystem gets their hands on this, it's going to go absolutely wild. Look, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Before Corizi comes up, I wanted to just add, Chris. So you were saying a year. It was almost 2 years. It was a year and 8 months since we had this page. So yeah. Time just flew by, but it's
there you go. We've had the Superledger podcast, 100 episodes. There's been some episodes we've had over 1,000 people in the space, and we don't even have 100 followers on the account, a 2-year-old account. So it just proves how powerful a landing page is. If you can just direct people to there, then they'll find their way to a new account in a hurry.
Yeah, you can just throw your Flix page right into your X profile too. So it's like one of the first things people stumble on when they check your profile out.
Yeah, as you can use it just as a supercharged link, LinkedIn, if nothing else, or a link tree. I mean, different things you can do with it. And yeah, there's enough people in this room. You can go check out a few different pages there, and see different ways to use it. Crazy.
Crazy.
Hey guys, it's interesting because I have tried to set up a page a few times over there, um, and for some reason I can never connect my Leap wallet. It's always just says connecting. Are you guys utilizing your Leap wallet, or have you set up a MetaMask specific for this?
No, you can just use the. I just use the social login over there for that. No, you won't be able to interact with your Leap wallet. You can send base ETH from Leap to that through your Leap wallet. But connecting wise, you'd be creating an Ethereum address wallet, a base wallet, basically. And I just did social login on mine, but yeah, you have a couple options there.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I guess I'll just utilize an email then. I was trying to do it directly through the Leap, so.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
the email as well. It came through pretty handy, to be honest. It allows me to do more because it's just a social login. So no matter where you are, you don't have to say load up your Leap wallet onto another. If you're using another device, you just use your email.
Yeah, and for setting up
Awesome.
your page, highly recommend the laptop. You can do it on mobile, but it's definitely a lot trickier. Presentation afterwards on mobile is fine, in my opinion, but they're not really focused on the mobile part yet. They do have, an app going through the App Store process, but it's not fully optimized at this moment. So yeah, on your first setup, highly recommend using a PC laptop for that.
Gotcha. I'll play around with it. Awesome. Thank you guys.
The website that you're making for Flix.fun will look totally different on mobile than it does on PC or a Mac. Like when you're looking at it on a computer, it's so much it's nicely laid out. It kind of squishes everything into like a vertical presentation when you're on your phone. So the way you design it will look different on mobile than it does on PC.
Mr. Lava.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Core Easy if he already received his winner badge. I apologize that it took some more days. I have finished them yesterday. I'm not sure if the Grandmaster Blue, the founder of the Web3 Artist Awards, has already minted them and send it to you. And I don't even know if every winner, first, second, and third place receives it, or if it's just the first place. I have allowed myself to design it with a little crown inside. So yeah, Corizi, I hope you enjoy the winning in your category and the crown that I have put on your nice little PFP hat here.
I have not received it yet, but I will be on the lookout for it. Thank you again for honoring me in the Web3 Artist Awards. I really appreciate it, and I have been talking it up in many of the spaces that I've been in. So thank you guys again.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we have legit 2 award-winning meme coins on Corium. That's just months after these projects came to life, winning awards. That just shows you what's possible. 1 with Unity, but 2 with just execution, right? Because it has to have been some level of uh, consistency and something there for people to see value, to want to and shout out to you, Corizi, for always been out there grinding and building and contributing to the ecosystem. But yeah, our ecosystem has 2 award-winning projects. Make sure you check them out, Corizi and Smart Meme Token on Cruise Control on Corium, and see check them out. You'll be early, way early, but yeah. I think that this ecosystem has huge potential with the tech underlying these assets and projects. That's another award winner waiting to happen. But I think that going to give you an experience you can't find anywhere else. So that's what Corium does. And shout out to everyone building on this blockchain. And Tio, I'm sorry, Chris, you wanted
Yeah,
to say something? Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna jump in real quick. Yeah, you guys made history. I mean, that was the first year we had that category. So I mean, the stamp has been set. You know what I mean? That first year on the trophies established, nobody can take it away. I guarantee you, after this past year's awards here, that the competition is going to be quite a bit more fierce next year in that category. So it's great to see you guys have established your prowess over the ecosystem already and set the standard. So yeah, it'd be good to see what next year brings in that department. So hats off to you guys. Sorry, NTO, go ahead.
You don't have to be sorry about anything, sir. Great space. Thanks for having me up here. Just want to basically say here, I know it's not for everybody, but for me here, this rewards on freaking Corium, man. I mean, figured out a way to basically half the rewards is going to Bitcoin. I know can't say that in the space here, but I'm going to say it anyway here. But so on a weekly basis, along with freaking mining Bitcoin, I'm basically using my Corium rewards to buy Bitcoin. I mean, what a better way, what an easier way to get into freaking Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know, man. Just
Why would you trade it for a shitcoin?
Oh,
I don't get
man.
it.
of course, there we go, right? Wouldn't have it any
I
other
mean,
way.
like trade it for like punks or smart meme or something, but Bitcoin, like, come on, man.
How many awards Bitcoin? No, let me stop. But yeah, that's a good strategy, and it just shows you, the rewards. And shout out to the listeners that's hearing this for the first time. But yeah, Corium has some really juicy rewards right now, and you're able to, if you're able to stake enough, have a nice passive income coming in, and it keeps growing, and that could help fund your everyday life or just reinvest it and grow the pot. But that's the flexibility, the experience here on Corium. And sorry, NTO, just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead.
Oh no! I just nobody was talking about Bitcoin, so I just wanted to say something about it here. I'm good to go. There's one other thing, guys, and Chris, I hope you don't mind me saying it here. We are going to have next week a karaoke space. It's what is it? The XRP talent show in regards to karaoke. Where we're going to have a lot of people coming in here, and there's going to be 4 judges that are going to be basically judging. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a talent, just who has fun, who brings a little bit of levity to the program here in the XRP community, because we're kind of cross all over a whole bunch of different projects here, and we're going to be giving away some of the silver coins for prizes. In regards to the 1 ounce silver coins I purchased last year through our site here as prizes in regard to doing a little karaoke thing. I mean, between Corium, XRP, Sologenic, and all the rest here. Just saying, anybody and everybody is invited next Saturday night to the karaoke space, hosted by Lady K and Guy B. And yeah, looking forward here to giving somebody one of these XRP silver tokens, which I think is pretty cool.
NTO,
It's crazy.
do you want me to come over and sing some nice Frank Sinatra songs with my voice for you?
Buddy, you can sing whatever you want, man. I mean, I just want to have a great time, bringing a lot of.
I did it my way.
Everybody in crypto is doing it their own way, brother. Everybody.
My talent in XRP is moving it fast on Corium. I'm just kidding. Let me just.
But I mean, this is where I just want to give back a little bit here for the luck and the fortune that I've received. Not only in crypto, but basically meeting a lot of you people here, having conversations and learning from you here. just a way for all of us to interact, keep interacting together here, because as a community, we can have different have different ideas. We can be going after Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, right? Corium, XRP here, but at the end of the day, we're all in the same community. We're all in the crypto space here, and the more we can meld together here, unite together here, the stronger of a sector we can have here. And we are okay, the beginning of the crypto movement. We are still very, very early. So just saying.
Sounds like a good time. I don't know. I tried dropping it in a few times, and it's karaoke, right? Some's great, some's horrible, everything in between. The observation I had for me personally, I haven't drank much in a long time, like decades. Alcohol definitely made it better. Like I always remembered karaoke is better. But I remembered every time I was at karaoke, I was usually drinking, and so was everybody else. So I don't know how that correlates for everybody, but yeah, I'll definitely pop by as I think you see me pop in once in a while. I definitely won't be to sing though, but there's definitely some talent in our community, so that it's worthy of stopping by for a listen. And
Imagine if those like songs were tokenized and become NFTs in the future. That would be so funny. Oh man.
The XRP talent contest. When have we ever had an XRP talent contest? Come on, like seriously, guys. Everybody's needs to freaking come out and basically at least say hi or whatever. And Chris, yes, I do see you sneak in here every once in a while. I try to get you up on stage here, and then you disappear. So that's why I don't do anything anymore with you pop into space.
It's always awkward leaving. It's like I don't know when to leave. Like it's sometimes it's just I just gotta go. So I always feel bad leaving like halfway through a song. I don't want somebody to think I left because of their singing or something. But there's times I've had to leave because of the singing. I was in a public space and had to turn it down. And but I won't name any names, NTO. It's all good. It's all good in karaoke.
The notes they were hitting were banknotes, right?
Yeah, right.
No, but it is good
Right.
to have a venue for everybody just to get together and have some fun every once in a while. There's a lot of chaos in this space, so it's a good outlet to get together and have some fun for sure. I invited DJ and Clean Up. They got some things cooking on their end. Just want to let you know you're more welcome to come up and share. I actually am eager to learn more about some of the things you guys are building right now. If it's not the time to share, that's okay. Reach out and let me know when it is. I'm happy to share what you guys are building there. I've been poking around. I like what I see there so far. So certainly like to do my part to illuminate that. Yeah, but I don't know. Is there anything else?
Queen is the house. She's here.
Oh, geez, I'm glitched out.
What's up?
She teleported onto the stage.
You perfect timing. I was rumbling with the DJs in Discord, so I heard my name. I was like, "Oh, I'll come out." What's up, guys? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you. Welcome to the space and the show. How are you doing today?
Oh, living the dream. Can't complain. Getting ready for the holidays. Decided to do a huge house purge right before the holidays. So now we're at like stress level of whether or not it's going to be actually done. But
oh man,
it's all good. It's all good. No big deal. But what's going on? Thanks for the shout out earlier. I appreciate that, Chris. I really had so much fun at the Web3 Artists Awards. So I was like super pumped to do it, even if it was last minute, and it was a really awesome experience. And really got to like meet and follow a lot of like awesome people that are just creating in the space. So it was really awesome. So thanks for including me in that.
Awesome. I'm glad you caught that. I won't repeat it then, but yeah, I do appreciate it. And I'm going to take you up on the offer. Lav and I are going to be working hard right out of the get go here, not wait until the end of Q3, start of Q4 to get the ball rolling on that. So, because I would like to build on the momentum we had this year with our communities, and then I know you got a lot of reach in communities that you've participated into as far as artists and developers, creators, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just be really to get you involved early and bring as much of that on next year that we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm yeah, just like, just watching some of those awards go up and go out, I was like, man, there's so many people that I know that should be like at least nominated for some of these things. And, if you just get out to a couple of them, their reach will probably light a fire under some other people to get involved. And, it could spread like wildfire really quickly, especially because of, some of the people that are in the space that I know, like even, space hosts. I don't know if was that one of the categories.
No, but we talked about it. It should be one for next year.
Marketplace was a category that we needed to drop because of missing
Yeah.
participation. And if you would
Yeah.
have been ready with Anchor 2 weeks
It's
before,
coming.
you know
I was
that I
just-
would have nominated you.
Oh yeah, I have. It's funny because I like messaged our dev and I was like, I need your email, and then I was like, but I can't nominate you when there's nothing to nominate for. So, but next year, he'll be nominated. Don't worry. I already have his email locked and loaded, ready for next year. But there's a lot of people that I know that I think Space Host would be a great one to have. Just especially if you get a couple of those guys nominated and they're involved, they'll get their whole following involved, which would be pretty epic. So yeah, but I'm really excited. But since you brought up Encore, I'll do a little update. So our dev is doing dev things, and he'll start creating, and then he'll go off on a dev tangent with ADHD and create something else. So we've started. So we've got Encore coming out, which we're really excited about. He's kind of built like a Dex. I don't really fully understand the level of it yet, because he just kind of brought it up, but he kind of built this whole like order book Dex kind of thing that's on the mainnet. So we'll see. And they're all going to kind of tie into each other, I believe, at some point. So that's really exciting. I know he's, besides Encore NFTs, we have core bags, which is like your portfolio tracker. So that got like a little upgrade when Cruise Control version 2 came out. So we're excited for that. But Encore, we were testing it earlier this morning. I honestly, like, it's any day now. And I feel like I keep saying that, but he keeps like tweaking things. So I was trying to go for a launch date of today. I don't think it's going to happen because today's the winter solstice and it's 12/21 and I like numbers. So I thought today would have been a great day, but I just don't think we're like there enough to get it out. We want it to be 100% functional, which for the most part it is. It's just a couple little aesthetic things to make sure that everything's processing properly. And then so hopefully before the end of the year. He made a joke today that it will be before solo text, but I don't know if people find that funny or not. I do.
So wait,
here
did
we
you
are.
just mention, in addition, a possible limit order book coming, central limit order book UI?
I think so. We're gonna call it Core Book.
Whoa.
And I believe something along those lines. I don't fully I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak on it. He just like took like a screenshot picture, was like, look what I created. And I was like, Dev, passive, get Encore launched. But he like, you know how devs work. They like need a break from what they're staring at. When they're staring at screens for a while and they go build something else and come back, and now he's got 3 things rocking and rolling because that's just, it's kind of how they function. So I'm not gonna like knock it because I get it. You get overwhelmed and you need a break and you go do something else for a minute and you get all excited and all of a sudden it's almost ready. So yeah, so we're really excited. I think 2026 is going to be an epic year for builders on Corium and just kind of what people are putting out there. I know some other communities that are kind of coming out with some really cool tools, and I just think it's going to be a really awesome year for us. It might not feel like it today with the price of Corium at like 6 cents, but hey, just buy some more, hold your bags, and everything's going to be okay.
I mean,
Are you taking lessons? Are you taking lessons from Mike McCluskey here in regards to saying it's going to be launched before the year end? Like, is this what you're doing?
No, that is actually like what we, oh, well, I mean, I guess so. That is kind of what we promised. We did promise that actually. We said, you know, when we originally put our proposal up, it was to be live with the basics by the end of this year. So, but you know, he's we don't want to put out a part of the project that is just not ready. We want it to be like 99% done at a level that we want it to be done at. And then it's just like tweaks from that point on. We don't want to put out like a beta version and have it just be frustrating to use, especially if we're going to try to onboard new people over here. You know, I think that's kind of the biggest thing for us is that if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right from the get-go. You're going to see the full product, and then we kind of go from there. So, but he's got what, like 9 days, 10 days to put it out before we're going to hit that time. So who knows? Maybe we'll have a New Year's Eve NFT launch and make it really exciting. So we'll see. But no, I've been up his ass all day today because I honestly wanted it to get launched today. Corizi knows that. I messaged Corizi. I'm like, I'm pushing for Sunday. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so no, but I mean, I still think it's going to come out for Solotech, so that's all that matters, right?
Well, I'm not going to press you on the Dex thing. I'm excited about it, but I think you've given enough there that you can. But what I actually was interested to learn more about when I sent you an invite here to come up was another tool that you guys put out that I did take a peek at. I didn't go and actually utilize it, but I definitely see the potential in it. I was just kind of curious if you could expand on that. Where is that in the process, I guess, and maybe let us know about the I don't know how I should go look it up and see what it's properly called there, but it's basically like an NFT collection generator. From what I've seen there, it looked like a pretty powerful tool.
Yeah, so it's going to be part of Encore. We call it the generator right now. I don't know if it's going to have a different name once it goes live. That has always been available on our website. For people that own a little degen, they have access to it. People that don't own a little degen still have access to it. They just can only create a collection up to 250 NFTs. But basically, it helps you build your whole collection out. So as long as you have the artwork with the layers and transparent backgrounds, you can basically fill out your entire NFT collection up to 5,000. So that's a tool that we wanted and have had for a really long time. And it kind of helped us get to the point where when we decided to launch Encore, because we want Encore to be an all-in-one app that you can do everything from beginning till end for what you need to launch a collection. So, that way you can, it's a one-stop shop. You don't have to go to one website to fill out and start an NFT collection and then go to a launch pad and launch and then try to get on a marketplace and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of why we did that, and we've had it for a while. So I personally have not used it. I am not an artist, but if someone does want access to it, let me know, and I'll send you an NFT. Creative, I don't know if that would help you, or anybody else that's trying to make an NFT collection. You just let me know, and I can send you one of the AVAX NFTs, so you can create more than 250 of them, and you can start your own collection.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks like a great tool there. And, I guess to simplify it for people, the way I understood it, it's a no-code NFT collection. And I know many people that are great artists that try putting their NFTs on a collection and hit the code part of it. And it's like, what am I getting myself into? So it's a brilliant tool. And again, for onboarding, I think it's very helpful. As far as Encore, for creating an NFT, are you guys going to have a portal for somebody to create an NFT, mint an NFT on the Corium blockchain, and if so, utilize all its potential features on there?
I believe so. I mean, if I understand correction, like someone making like a one of one.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's
And
going to be the whole artist section. So half of the platform is built towards collections. So for community projects or people that just want to create NFT collections. And that's for more of your, 100, 1,000, 5,000, whatever, full-blown collections. And then the other half of the platform, and the reason why it's called Encore, is because we really want to get into the arts. So we want artists to come and use it, and we want people to be able to sell their art or create things like that. So that's going to be the whole artist selection. So when you go to create a collection or create it to the launch pad, you'll have a choice of deciding whether or not you want to be an artist or you want to do a collection. And the artists are more of like one of ones. And the way you would be able to sell those going in the future would mostly be able to utilize the auctions or be able to just list them straight up on the marketplace. And the artists are going to have their own section on the platform where they're highlighted. So like you'll be able to find artists, that you like or whatever, versus the collections, which is a different part of the marketplace. It's going to have all of those NFTs. So that is definitely a huge part of what we're doing, especially because of all the things that, Corium has to offer. We think it's a great place for artists to come and show themselves off going into the future. So yes, that's a huge part of it, Chris.
cool. And then like as far as the NFTs themselves, like what I'm noticing, like if you create a token on Pulsera and create one on Cruise Control, it's kind of two different things. On Pulsera, you kind of have access to all the smart token features. On Cruise Control, you just get like kind of everybody's the same out of the box. And then so I'm just kind of wondering about NFTs. Is it the same thing, like where like I'm just looking at Token Hub now, like the token features for NFTs, you have burning, freezing, whitelisting, disable sending. So that'd be for your soulbound token, or no, soulbound is one of its own. So disable sendings, prevent transferring NFT directly between users. Okay. So I was just wondering, like, are those features going to be kind of a la carte to choose when you create an NFT on Encore?
They might be in the future. Right now they are not. But he is working on a staking option for people to be able to stake their NFTs. So as a creator, you'll be able to supply a port, which this is alpha, I believe. And if I speak incorrectly, because this is another one of his dev going off on a tangent things. He's created something called Core Drip, which will allow you to supply like a wallet with stuff that will get sent out to your NFTs if people choose to stake them, I believe is the gist of what he's doing. So as a creator, Corizy, he could, I mean, I know like Corizy's got rewards and stuff coming to his NFTs, but he could also utilize this where he could fund any token he wants into like, to drip out to his NFT stakers. So I believe that is something else that is coming. But when it comes to like actually working on the smart contract backend parts of it, those features are not available just yet. That doesn't mean that we haven't talked about them and that they're not going to be coming in the future.
Wow. Thank you, DJ and Queen. We did have a guest that came up, Art Acrobat. I believe you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. Thank you for letting me speak. DJ, Queen, where have you been all my life? Oh my God. Baby Buttercups, can you please expound a bit on the artist part? Like, how do we? I understand the parameters and I understand the generalities, but I've been gone for 3 years, guys, and I am kind of lost in the sauce. Is there a dummy tutorial that you can point me to before I present myself and throw myself at your feet artistically?
It's so, I mean, we have testnet right now, and you're more than welcome if you'd like to come into our Discord and test out the artist collection part of it. But it's very user friendly when it comes to how you're setting stuff up. And it's also very affordable. So we wanted it to be a low barrier of entry for both communities and artists to be able to express themselves and put themselves out here on this platform, because we want you guys to actually take the money that you're supposed to. A lot of these NFT platforms grape you in fees, and we don't really want to do that. We want the money to go back to the communities, and we want the money to go back to the artists that are putting in the hard work. So but the platform itself, it's like 5 steps. You upload your artwork, you put your information out there, you set up your artist profile, and it's really very simple to use. There are some. I've been watching the XRP like fine art community a little bit, and like kind of what they're doing. Some people will, put the price up a little bit higher, but they'll be getting the actual piece sent out to them. So once they own the NFT, they'll own the real life work as well. If they're doing, regular stuff, if people are creating that are just creating on laptops and doing hand-drawn art that way and that kind of stuff, you'll be able to create a profile. And then the coolest part about it is if you were to launch a collection, you could launch a collection where you could, sell 100 NFTs that all look the same. And then one of the features that we're going to have is called a locker, where anybody that has one of your NFTs will have a way to gatekeep assets, and you'll be able to drop extra stuff into their locker. So let's just say, I'll use a musician for now, because a musician could sell 100 NFTs. This is some, high level musician. People love it. They'll buy 100, they'll buy one of these NFTs. And then in their locker, the creator can drop like a track a month. And that could be one of the stipulations for when they buy this NFT. If you buy this NFT, every month you're going to get a new track from me, and that will go in there and that will be in your locker. And it's a way to kind of hold on to all your assets, and they'll all be attached to that NFT. So if someone was to sell that NFT, somebody else would get all those tracks that came along with it. And you can do something very similar as well, which is kind of cool. But the platform itself is super user friendly.
And the platform is called
Encore.
Encore. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Chris, thank you. And the Superledger, thank you.
No problem. Art Acrobat, before you go, just wanted to get some insight. Are you new to the Quorum community?
This is my very first